Silence doesn't mean peace. Sometimes it means you learn early that speaking wasn't safe. And before anyone ever asked how I felt, silence taught me how to survive. I didn't grow up talking about what hurt. I grew up holding it in. I was raised by my grandparents, and I learned quickly not to add weight to people who are already carrying so much. So I got quiet. Not because I didn't have feelings, but because silence felt like respect. It felt like protection. And maybe that's why this space exists. For the things we learn to carry quietly. Because silence was the first language I ever spoke fluently. Silence teaches you things you never signed up to learn. How to read the room before you speak. How to notice tone and tension and timing. And how to disappear just enough so no one asks questions you're not ready to answer. And if you stay quiet long enough, you just don't hide your voice. You forget it. Not because someone told you you didn't matter, but because no one ever asked what was happening underneath your quiet. People think quiet means weak, but silence is heavy. And it takes strength to carry something heavy every day. You learn to smile without explaining. You learn to show up even when your mind is loud. You learn to hold everything together, even when no one knows you're the one holding it. And sometimes silence becomes your armor. Not because you're hiding, but because no one ever taught you how to be seen. There's a cost to being the person who never gets asked how they feel. You become great at listening and unsure how to speak. You carry everyone else and feel lost when you need support. And that's the hardest part. You start believing that staying quiet is the only way to stay safe. But safety built on silence is still loneliness. It took me a long time to realize something simple. Silence wasn't protecting me. It was just familiar. And what's familiar can feel like comfort, especially when it's hurting you. When I finally slowed down, when I finally let myself hear my own thoughts, when I stopped running from what I've been holding, that's when things changed. Not because someone rescued me, not because someone finally listened, but because I finally listened to myself. So if you're the quiet one, the thinker, the person who's always been strong, even when you didn't want to be, this space is for you. You don't have to explain everything. You don't have to relive everything. You don't have to be loud to be understood. You just have to tell the truth, one thought at a time. That's just one thought. Now, what's yours?